Now, a 2-year-long political vacuum has come to an end in Lebanon. Yesterday, Nawaf Salam was appointed Prime Minister 4 days after Joseph Aoun was named the country's president. The pair may now represent the start of a new chapter in Lebanese politics after Hezbollah lost significant influence in the wake of the war with Israel last year. While Salam has been speaking in Beirut this morning, here's a little of his message to the Lebanese people.
After
the suffering, sorrows and pains as a result of the latest brutal Israeli aggression on Lebanon, and because of the worst economic crisis and financial policies that made the Lebanese poor, time has come to say enough.
Well, let's speak live on the programme now to Gilbert Achcar. He's a Lebanese researcher and a professor at the School of Oriental and African Studies in London. Good afternoon to you, and thanks for talking to us today about these developments out of Beirut. Look, there were celebrations yesterday evening when Salam was named Prime Minister. Does his appointment and that of Joseph Aoun as president represent the start of a new era now in Lebanon?
Well, that's obviously the case because that's a radical change in the situation. Both the new president and the new prime minister were considered to be a part of the pro-Western alliance, and they were opposed for this reason by Hezbollah and its own allies. And what is happening now is an expression of the radical change in the balance of forces in the country that resulted from, one, the Israeli onslaught on Hezbollah, which has been extremely damaging to the organization, and two, the downfall of the Assad regime, which was a major link between Hezbollah and Iran. So the balance of forces in Lebanon has been radically altered, and this set of president and prime minister that we have is something that wouldn't have been possible just 3 months ago.
Well, let's talk a bit about those two men then, Salam and Aoun, because back in 2019 in Lebanon, there were these major protests, people out of the streets saying effectively Lebanon's entire political class was corrupt. Now, that was before the port explosion that many people have linked with corruption as well. I'm interested in whether you think that Salam and Aoun have been tarnished by those kind of allegations of corruption, or whether these two figures are seen really as rather different.
No, none of the two, especially not Nawaf Salam, is regarded as being corrupt or having had any connection with the corruption, which is endemic in the country. But the problem is not this or that individual, it's the whole system. And this is a very corrupt system that we have in Lebanon. Both the official system and the private sector, the banking sector, all of this is very corrupt. And well, it would take a huge lot of social and political change to be able to overcome this. Well, we can give some the benefit of doubt to the new government, but this won't be an easy task, absolutely.
Yeah, clearly significant challenges ahead. I suppose one of them is Lebanon's economy. Do you think now it'll be easier for foreign investment to flow into Lebanon? Clearly, that's desperately needed after that financial crisis a couple of years ago, and as you say as well, in the wake of the Israeli bombardments last year.
No, I don't think so for the time being, and that translates in the fact that the Lebanese currency has not improved despite these changes. Well, it might still improve a little bit, but this is obviously, I think, the acknowledgement of the fact that the key problem in the country, the fact that you have a state within the state represented by Hezbollah and a military force which, albeit weakened after the Israeli onslaught is still a formidable force coexisting with the regular army. This problem is not on its way to vanishing anytime soon, and people understand this, and that is what will hamper, if you want, any kind of economic revival of the country.
That's interesting. You think that Hezbollah still sort of wields significant influence. They remain powerful, even though Hassan Nasrallah, the group's leader, was killed last year. Tell us a bit about why you believe they've now lost influence in parliament as well. So just explain to us why you think they still hold a significant sway.
Well, because of the fact that they are a military force, and that's the key point. They are not only a popular force, and we know that Lebanon is a multi-sectarian country, and Hezbollah is definitely the key force among the Shia community in Lebanon. It is a formidable military force, and it remains so. And it is backed by Iran, which, even though it has suffered a very clear defeat, especially with the downfall of Assad in Syria, remains a major regional player. So all this is not going to vanish, in 24 hours, and this complicates the situation.
Gilbert Achcar talking to us there live from SOAS in London. Thank you very much indeed, sir, for your time and for your analysis today.
Welcome.